Welcome back to the Trust Your Worth podcast, the podcast that helps you tap in to the power of knowing your worth. My name is Brittany. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm just having a giggle fit, so. Anyways, how are you? I hope you're doing fan-freaking-tastic, and that's been a marvelous week for you. Last week I talked about the worth lessons from the TV show Shrinking, so I hope you did the worth work and watched the show. If you did, please let me know if you like it or not, and how you felt about it, and what worth lessons you're learning from that beautiful, magical show. So check that out. That was season 3, episode 13. And today, on episode 14, we are talking about loneliness. I just keep thinking of the song Akon. What a throwback. Lonely, I'm Mr. Lonely. I have nobody to call my own. I'm so giggly, probably because it's late and it's been a week. But yeah, today we're talking about loneliness and some things we can do to overcome it. So let's get into it on today's episode. This episode was inspired by this video that I watched, and I just love it because it talks about decentering romantic relationships, which actually I'm going to get a lot more into it next week, but I think it's an important thing that we need to talk about, like how romance will not solve loneliness. So this is what sparked the idea for this episode. So I'm just going to read it. It's from Thrive Solo with Lucy Megison. I'm sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but I will, as always, link this in the show notes. So please watch this video. I'm going to read it. So, quote, loneliness is not an automatic byproduct of being single. Loneliness has to do with connection more than relationship status, connection to yourself, connection to other people, connection to nature, connection to your life. Because being in a romantic relationship does not protect you from loneliness. Loneliness is part of being human. It is not reserved for single people. If it were, there wouldn't be so many lonely married people out there, and there wouldn't be so many happily single people either. So please don't buy into the idea for yourself or from anyone else that a romantic relationship is the cure for loneliness. It is not. Close quote. Thank you, Lucy, for this beautiful quote. And as a single girly myself, I totally get this because I have not dated anyone in a very long time, and that is by choice. I think a lot of it has to stem from my fear of men, if we're really getting into it, but also how I am enjoying my life in singledom. But that does not mean I have not been lonely. For a very long time, I have been lonely. When I look at the time I was loneliest, I was surrounded by so many people. I was in a dance group called Remembering Our Cultures, and I love them all. Like, I've been to a couple reunions. That was a long time ago when I was a dancer. And that time was my absolute loneliest, darkest times in my entire life. And I was surrounded by people. Like, we were literally together. So sometimes the group, I think we had 62 like just dancers, not alone like our support crew and our like director and all that. So we became this tight-knit family. Like, we were together 24/7. Like, we ended up living together over the years, some of us. One of my best friends is from that group. Like, I still talk to people from that group to this day. It was an influential part of my life. But when I look back at that time, I was dealing with major depression, and I felt so isolated and so lonely, and I was trying to soothe my loneliness with connection. So honestly, if I didn't have that group of connection, I genuinely don't think I would be here today, because I had to be with them 3 times a week. So it was awesome to have something I was committed to be with these people. But there were definitely times in that group when I was like, I don't belong here. I don't fit in. Like, I'm not native enough. I'm not Polynesian enough. Sometimes I didn't feel enough to be in that group, and I'd have full-on panic attacks or just like depressive episodes in the middle of practice. Like, oh, that was a hard time. Like, that was a dark, dark time, but also an amazing time because I had this support group sort of built in around me. I'm so grateful that I was in that group, but there was a time where my depression became too much that I had to get some serious help. So I ended up moving home and getting the help that I needed. So I'm grateful for that. But it's amazing to me that you can literally be surrounded by so many people that you love and that love you, and you still feel lonely. So I want to get into why that is. And I think Lucy talks about the why perfectly. The why is connection. It's that you're not feeling connection. It's not steady in your life, maybe, or you're finding it really difficult to believe that you are worthy of connection. I think that's one of the big ones, which we're going to talk about, especially when you're thinking that you don't belong, because that is a worth issue. And if you're not connected to your true self, if you're trying to be inauthentic and showing up to places inauthentically, then you are not going to connect authentically. So it's very important that we are showing up and connecting authentically, especially if you're feeling lonely. And I know it's so hard when you're lonely because you're like, oh, you're feeling all these feelings and it's hard. I know it's hard, but hopefully some things I can offer you today will help you push yourself to make the connections that you need to make in order to curb this loneliness, because we are meant to be with people. We are interdependent. We need people to survive, to be happy. We need people to thrive. We need others to thrive. So if you feel like you are not connecting with others, then yes, obviously, this is something that we need to look into. And hopefully, again, these things are helpful for you. So let's get into it. Okay, so here are some of the causes of loneliness. You're feeling inferior. You fear rejection. You fear that who you are is not good enough to belong. That's a big one. You feel like there is a lack of emotional understanding, that you feel unseen for who you are, and that also is a big one. So all of these things, like feeling inferior or feeling unseen, keep you from connecting. So let's address this fear that you think that you are not good enough to belong. That is false. You are good enough. You are enough. I have felt this, especially in my cultural identity. I did a full episode on it. I'll link it as well. But yes, I have not felt native enough or Samoan enough, especially when I'm with full Samoan, because I'm half Samoan, I'm a quarter Navajo, and I'm a quarter English. So when I'm with my Polynesian people, growing up, I definitely did not feel enough because I grew up in Canada, very Caucasian and Asian community, which there's nothing wrong with that. It's just like the lack of my culture was something that I missed. And when I would visit my dad in Arizona, I was able to experience my culture, which I'm super grateful for. But also at the same time, there were times when I was like, oh, I don't belong here. Like, I'm not Samoan enough. Like, but no, if you're Samoan, you're Samoan. Like, no matter what the percentage is, like, it doesn't matter. You are good enough. You are enough. And that was just an insecurity that I had because I don't know the culture. Like, I know some of the dances, but it does not mean that I do not belong in those places. That when I'm with my Polynesian peeps or my Samoan peeps, like, I'm just so happy. It brings me so much joy when one of us succeeds. Like, I know that I am enough for when I am around those people. And that comes from me internally. And because I know that, I am able to connect a lot more and just be so proud of the culture. Like, when I visited last year, I haven't seen Polynesian dancing in so long, but my best friend, it was her first time in Hawaii, and we went to the Polynesian Cultural Center, and I just burst into tears when I got to see the dancing again, because like that's my culture and those are my people. Like I was so proud of them sharing their gifts, and that's a big part of Polynesian culture in general, is that you share your talents and you share your gifts, and it was just like so beautiful to see them dancing and joyous and just magical. And I was able to connect on such an emotional and deeper level because I felt like coming home, because I knew I was enough. Even though I'm Afakasi or only half or only part Samoan, it doesn't matter. Like I am enough to belong there. So yeah, still emotional about it. That was a beautiful moment. But once you know you're enough, once you know you're worthy, then connecting is going to be a lot easier, because once you know that what you bring to the table is important, that you are of value and what you bring to connection is of value, then again, it's going to make connecting a lot easier. And also, once you know your value, you are going to make better connections, because when you show up authentically as yourself, then you're going to find the people who connect to you and not to the false you. So in high school, I would say turbulent times for everybody. And I thought I was a social butterfly. Like I just needed people around me. But now looking back and seeing how social I was, like I was craving attention and not connection. Like I just like, the more friends I have, the more worth I have. Like I was trying to fill my worth cup with the amount of people that knew me. So when I walked down the halls of high school, like everyone was like, Britt, what's up, Britt? I was friends with everybody. Like I had friends in every group, just reached out and was trying to connect and trying to fill my worth cup with the amount of people that said hi to me. But was it a true connection? No. Like I don't talk to any of those people except for like the rare few that I had genuine connections with, that I'm still friends with to this day. And while I'm grateful for all those people, I was inauthentic, mostly because I didn't know who I was and I didn't really know my worth yet. So I can see why those connections did not last. But if we look at this list, feeling inferior, again, that's a worth thing. Like you don't have to feel inferior to anyone. You are worthy just as you are. Fear of rejection. Well, the people who do reject you, they aren't for you. So it doesn't matter. Like you will find your people who love you for exactly who you are. And those are the people that you should keep in your life. So yes, while that is a real fear, I totally get that, because I've had that too. If it does happen, it's just moving you forward to the right people and the people who, again, are going to love you just as you are. Okay, so I want to share this post from Mind Cardio because I think it hits it right on the head. So, quote, I know it feels like you don't matter, but loneliness doesn't mean you're unworthy. I know it feels like nobody cares, but loneliness doesn't mean you're invisible. I know it feels like this will never end, but loneliness doesn't last forever. I know you sometimes call yourself broken, but loneliness doesn't mean you're damaged. I know you wonder if you'll ever be loved, but loneliness doesn't mean you're unlovable. I know you feel misunderstood, but loneliness doesn't mean nobody will ever get you. I know the silence can be loud, but loneliness doesn't mean you'll always feel this way. Loneliness is a signal, not your identity. It's your mind saying, I need connection. Close quote. So if you are feeling lonely, then it just means that the connection in your life, whether it's to yourself or to your family or to your friends, something is not connecting. We're not getting the connection that we need. So you need to figure out what is keeping you from connecting. So if it's a worth thing, then usually it's you're lacking the connection with yourself. So that means there are things we can do to reconnect with ourselves. So first, you can spend time to learn what you love about yourself or what you've always wanted to do. Like if you've always wanted to learn how to crochet, then this is the time to connect with yourself, set aside an hour and crochet. Or sometimes you just need to like do something you loved as a kid, especially. I think is one of the greatest things you can do to reconnect to your inner self. So that could be just coloring, or maybe you're a skateboarder, or maybe you play music, or maybe you just shoot some hoops. You haven't played basketball in a long time, just shoot around. Maybe that's golf or any sport. You just go play it. So interests and hobbies, something you really, really want to do. And maybe you've never done it before, but that's okay. Like you're trying something new and that's amazing. But you are taking yourself on a date to get to know yourself and figuring it out if you like it or not. Okay, another way you can connect with yourself is do something small that makes you happy. Like eat your favorite sweet treat, or go on a walk, or watch your favorite movie, or read your favorite book. Like again, your favorites, your absolute favorites. Dance to your favorite music. Like we're doing something that you love and that you connect with. And then you can build confidence in small steps. So practice being social in like lower pressure situations. So maybe that's going on a walk and you just smile at strangers because you're building up to make new connections. Or maybe you're just like, hey, small group of friends, like 1 or 2 friends, I've always wanted to try this. Will you please do it with me? That sort of thing where you're just like building yourself up to connect with people and with others. So those are some ways you can connect with yourself. And then for connecting with others, so we started with like the lower pressure connections, and then high pressure, I would say, is like really putting yourself out there. You're like, I haven't made a new friend for a while, so I'm just going to like try it. So there are so many ways you can curb this loneliness and do what interests you. Find like-minded people. There's this group called the Edmonton Girls Club. I have never been able to go, but I really want to. They meet up once a month to do an activity with all the gals. There's also like an Edmonton walking club too. That's like kind of putting yourself out there. You just go and you walk and you meet new people. So there are so many things. You could probably look in every city of just like low pressure activities. So like walking is a great one. I just watched Harriet Fisher. If you don't know her, she does the series Fired on Friday, Dream Job by Monday. And she just went to an art walk, which was not a walk at all. And people just meet once a month and wear like the most bright clothing they've ever worn. So you can find activities that interest you and find a group of people that are doing that activity. I promise you. But yeah, look for support, especially if you're struggling with loneliness. Look for support. So if you need help, please reach out. It's not a sign of weakness to ask for help. Please talk to your best friend. Talk out how you're feeling. I do this all the time. So as a single girly, yeah, it can be very, very lonely. My cats have helped curb that loneliness because I get to be around those 2 beautiful spirits. But when it gets hard, I definitely call my friends. I'm just grateful that, yeah, I have people I can count on and turn to, like when I'm having a hard time and I just need to talk it out, or especially when I'm feeling lonely. Like I've literally called someone to just come over and be like, I need a hug. Like there's nothing wrong with that. There are people who love you and want to help you. And I know for me, talking out my feelings, especially when I'm feeling lonely, that I crave that ability to talk about my feelings because I am alone so much. When you live alone, I must look like a crazy person if somebody were to watch me all day. Maybe I'll film it because that'd be wild. But I burst into song a lot, especially when I talk to my kitties or like I get a song stuck in my head. 1 minute I'm like emotionally crying because of something I watched, and then the next I'm like dancing around my kitchen. The next I'm cleaning I'm like, oh, when did that get there? I guess I'll clean the spot in my house, and then end up cleaning for like an hour. Like there is just like willy-nilly activities going on when you live alone. Oh my days. This is neither here nor there. But basically to say, like, I get it. Being lonely, again, is not a byproduct of lack of romantic relationships. Loneliness is a lack of connection. So find that connection that you need don't be afraid to ask for help, whether that's like from a friend or if you need a professional. Like, I always encourage therapy and seeking that out. Like, if you feel like you're having the hardest time overcoming these things, then please get the help that you need, because you're important and you're worthy, and like, there's nothing wrong with asking for help. It is a sign of strength. So those are just some of the thoughts I had on loneliness. I just want to reiterate, I know that loneliness can make you feel like you don't matter, but you do. It does not mean you're unworthy if you're lonely. That's not true. It just means you need a little bit of connection. And I hope that you seek it out and find the connection that you need, because you're important and you deserve connection and you deserve to be happy. And I know loneliness can be so hard, but it doesn't last forever and you're going to get through it. And to all you lonely peeps out there, you're not alone. I love you. You deserve to be happy, and you're so worthy and you're so loved, and you're enough. Okay, so your worth work this week is to connect. So whether that is to yourself, if you're feeling like I'm not connected to myself, something is off, then do something you did in childhood specifically that made you so happy. So whether that's coloring for a little bit or doing your favorite thing. So for me, I haven't shot hoops in like 2 years, and I did it the other week and I freaking loved it. And I was like, oh man, basketball, awesome. I haven't done this in so long. It was great to just shoot around. So do something that you absolutely love as a child to reconnect with yourself. And then if you need your other work, if you're needing like a social connection, I just want you to call a friend and just have a chat with them. Just let them know how you're really feeling, and also let them know that they're important to you and you're grateful for their friendship, because friendships are reciprocal and they should know. You should tell your friends all the time, I love you. Love you, friends. Thanks for listening and watching. But yeah, I hope this work does help you to connect and help you feel a little less lonely. One less lonely girl out there. One less lonely girl. I can't be stopped. It's my show. I love singing, okay? One day maybe I'll actually sing on this podcast. Anyways, as always, you can find me at trustyourworth.com or on Instagram, and TikTok at Trust Your Worth Podcast. If no one has told you today, you are worthy of connection. You are worthy of love. And don't forget to trust your worth. Okay, thanks so much for listening. Love you. Bye.